Okay. We're going to go ahead and just give me a second. We're going to play with all the cards. Yeah. We're going to play with all the cards today. That's what they told me to do. So we're going to put you here. Okay, we're going to take all decks. Let's see, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and we're going to play with the cards and just see what comes up. There was no music. The last batch was Def Leppard Sugar, Archie's The Sugar, Van Halen Jump. Okay, so we jumped into the portal. We jumped into our highest timeline. Cleanse fell out, and that was on the bottom of the deck before. So that's good because that's what we did. Okay, now we're just going to do the cards and see what they want to say. And that's what we're doing today. Okay. See what the energy wants to tell us. What does the universe want to tell us? Astro we had a storm last night. It was really windy and it was really rainy and cold, and we just were in and out making sure that the city didn't blow away, because they were trying to blow us away, but nothing's hurt. Nobody's hurt that I know of or damaged, so it's all good. But it was one of them stormy nights. Okay, bottom of the deck, we've got true love. They want to talk about true love and peace. Okay, true love and peace. So you've cleansed, now you want true love and peace. Okay, we're just going to take a bottom and a top card from each deck. But cleanse fell out because that was from what we were doing. Okay, so we've got, you want true love and peace. That's what you mainly want. Now I'm also drawn to, one's a rose and one's maybe, I don't know what kind of flower that is. But anyway, the color match is blue, and blue is Palladian, and blue is throat chakra. So the Palladians are going to be talking to you, and then the next card is news. So yeah, you're going to get some news about peace and true love. Okay, bottom of the deck and top of the deck. Bottom of the deck is you went through an ego death, and you're a light worker, you're an empath and a healer. All right, so that pretty much is the same as the cleansing I was talking about. It's a void right now. It's just a period for a few days where all of your activations have to get settled. Okay? It's kind of like if you put new software on your computer, you got to take a couple days to figure it out, right? So if you're feeling like you're kind of in a void energy, you are. And I loved the storm because the storm did a lot of cleansing. And on the cleansing card, you've got the lemons. We have lemon trees in our area here, almost in everybody's yard. And without water, they can't grow. So we had a lot of water dumped on them last night. A lot of wind, though, and that wind was definitely, I felt opposition in it. Now, I don't always feel opposition in wind, but last night I did. So we just kept saying, nope, not today. Go someplace else. And then we said, no, don't go someplace else because we don't want anyone to get hurt. So just go away. And that's what we just kept saying, you know. And they went away, and I don't think anybody got hurt. Okay, so that's what you got to do. Don't wish it to go to another city because there's other people in the other cities. Okay, so what we got here is Eight of Pentacles, but it was in reverse. So that tells me that your hard work is going to get rewarded. And it's also telling me if you're not doing anything, that's okay, because we're in that void. We're in that void period, and that's what this Eight of Pentacles in reverse feels like. It feels like your hard work's paying off. Now is the time to just kind of, relax. Let the upgrades happen. Now, the thumbnail is a picture of that fox. If you look at Steve's cards, he's got a card that looks just like my thumbnail, but it's a fox. This is 17, the kitty cat. Okay, so very important, because foxes, if you check out the symbolism for a fox, we'll go ahead and do that quick. Symbolism for a fox.
Foxes symbolize intelligence, cunning, and adaptability, often seen as clever tricksters. Because they are swift and elusive, they also represent magic, transformation, and a connection to the spiritual world, encouraging strategic thinking and resourcefulness.
Yeah, and what I'm getting from that is not a bad trickster energy, but you're swift, you're smart, you're magical. And that's going back to light worker, healer, empath. And the Palladians coming through with true love and peace and news is just telling me that you're going to meet your match, is what I'm hearing. You're going to meet your match. You're taking a new beginning. The new beginning. We have a parade coming through here. And right back there, if you can see him, is 17. Hi, 17. Hi, kitty. How are you? There he is. Hi, 17. Okay, so you're having a new beginning, the Fool card, and you're just in that void. So you're just learning how to use that new computer. It's all been updated, and that computer is you. Okay, you're the light worker, the empath, and the healer. So take that leap of faith. When the Palladians say go for this, go for that. If it gives you a peaceful, easy feeling, do it. That's true love coming in. Okay, so that's that one. Then I got the King of Cups wanted to show himself, and the Sun. So it's a favorable outcome, and it's the King of Cups. And we got that yesterday. We got the King and the Queen of Cups. And I'm drawn to, he's got two cups, one in each hand. And that's where I told you how you want equal give and take. You want to meet your match. Yeah. Now, don't forget, we have knights coming in too. I've got the Knight of Swords and the Queen of Wands, because some of you have assignments to do, and you have to do them with a business partner or somebody that's just like you, right? Same energy. It's just, it's not your twin flame, because he's 5D and higher. So it's somebody that's a business partner or just a partner to do stuff with. Go to the movies, go swimming, stuff like that. Okay, now this one wants to fly out. We've got the Nine of Cups. So you're going towards your wishes and your desires. Movies and swimming might not be your desire, but you're stable. It's the King of Pentacles. It's something to do with, I think it has to do with your project. So if you have a music project that you want to fulfill, that person will be, like I was saying the other day, one's a songwriter and one's a singer. One's a chef, one's a waitress. One's a barn animal, horse guy, and the girl is the other half of that, right? So you got your going towards your 9 of cups, you're going towards your wishes and your desires. It's in the abundance area. It's not so much you're seeking love, you're seeking to fulfill your project, you're seeking to finish this movie, right? This assignment. And in order to do that, you may get a romantic twin flame soulmate, or you might just get a knight that is going to be in the energy of a king of cups. Okay? All right, now we're going to go ahead and continue on. We've got the 5 of hearts just wanted to show itself, and the 5 of diamonds, so major change coming, 5-5, and St. Michael's sword of truth, upright, so that's a fact. Changes are coming. Now that you have this new software, you're on your highest timeline that you're going to go to right now with this fire horse energy and the fire horse portal. That was the card from yesterday, the Knight of Wands. Okay, so it's all, again, the best way to explain it is that computer that's already been redone, and now you're just learning to use it, and you're kind of in that void. Okay, but I feel a chariot somewhere. We'll see. I feel it coming in quickly, but again, time don't matter. Time don't exist. Okay, so we've got, again, the King of Pentacles. So you've got the King of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. So everything I just said about the King of Pentacles, you're going towards your project, toward your finishing of the movie. The energy is the King of Cups, but it could be a knight. Doesn't have to be your soulmate. The Sun again. Now we just had the Sun and the King of Pentacles, and from a different deck, we've got the Sun and a King of Pentacles. So it's a favorable outcome, and it just repeated itself from another deck. Okay, that's great. Then we've got the 9 of Swords and the 4 of Wands on top. And the only thing I'm getting off of this is to keep your emotions in check, because the Wands is an emotion card to me, and the 9 of Swords is anxiety and depression card. So keep your emotions in check. And the King of Pentacles and the Sun card, and look at what's under the Sun. The Chariot. That's the card I felt. And then underneath the Chariot is, again, another card of keep your emotions in check, not to get depressed or sad. Wow, huh? So that's a good reading there. The same exact cards, King of Pentacles, the Sun. It's a favorable outcome. If you keep your emotions in check, okay, if you keep your emotions in check, 5 of Pentacles, 9 of Swords, and 4 of Wands was my emotion card, and there's the Chariot that I felt, okay? I felt that fast coming in news from the Pleiadians, and it's already in you. I said your computer's already been downloaded. And then we've got the High Priestess sitting right here. So things are going to be revealed as soon as that computer gets updated. Then you'll start feeling it. But we're kind of in a void right now. So we'll see what St. Michael has to say. And I can feel it in my head. I've got a lot of head pressure. So if you've got a headache, you might be feeling like you have a headache. Okay, I knew I felt that Chariot. St. Michael says, God is in charge. Be gentle with yourself and explore your options. Okay? And you're protected. So God is in charge. Be gentle with yourself. That's that void I said we're in, where I've got a headache and it's raining out. So you see that kind of energy where you just want to kind of stay in your robe and hang out, watch TV, movies. A Marvel movie a day keeps the matrix thinking away. Explore your options, and your home is protected by angels. And that's what happened last night. We are the angels, and we were protecting everybody last night. Okay, so that's what St. Michael wants to tell you. On the top, he wants to tell you to ask him for help. Yeah, so keep talking to St. Michael. Then we're going to go ahead and get some oracle cards from here. Yeah, we're just doing one of them readings where we'll see what they all want to tell you. So far, I got the picture. We're in that void. We've been updated. We're on our highest timeline. We're waiting for our next assignment partners. And I don't feel much alone here. I don't feel like this is a hermit energy at all. I don't feel the hermit at all. Surrender and flow and stay your unique self. Keep doing things that you like. Air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Keep your breathing, I'm hearing keep your breathing in check. And they're still trying to do that spell work. And that's what I was saying. I was saying I still felt in the wind last night that they were still trying to mess with us. I didn't feel that the wind was just a natural wind. It was one of them, I want to rip your house apart type of winds. But whatever. So surrender and flow and keep breathing. And then I got spiritual alchemy. Yeah, and that's what we did last night for the how to fix it is spiritual alchemy. Just stay in spirit form. Keep doing what you're supposed to be doing. Okay, now we've got my Nine of Pentacles, Flem the Birdie, and Steve. Let's see what this deck wants to tell us. For those of you that don't know, Steve has a bird, a green parrot, named Flem. His birthday is 3303. It's coming up. And that is his picture on that card. Steve has dark hair here, but he has blonde hair. A lot of times we have blonde hair in our Palladian dimension. So that's him when he's blonde, if you saw the card there. Here we have dark hair. Okay. That's why you'll see Seraphine on Chosen Chronicles with blonde hair. Somebody's still feeling stuck, okay? And you're feeling stuck because you're not seeing the magic, you're not seeing the synchronicities, you're not paying attention. To me, I'm feeling like you're too much in the matrix, but let's see what the cards say. Oh, it's because of love. You're feeling stuck and you're not seeing the magic because you don't have the love you want. Okay. And that makes sense. The Ace of Cups. Yeah, you want your Ace of Cups and nobody's giving it to you. But I do feel that's going to change. I don't want to give you false hope, but let's see what the top says. Page of Pentacles, they're working on it, is what I heard. And there's lots of options and lots of confusion, and it just has to work out. And I'm drawn to the doorway and the wall behind the card. You see how it's all like the same color match? It's that orange brown. And they're telling me that it's an earthly thing, like you guys are all together in 5D and higher, but you have to let the movie play out and it's an earthly thing. So this is hard because there's so many different options, the Seven of Cups, and there's so much confusion going on, but they're working on it with the Page of Pentacles. And I'm also drawn to the color match with don't lose faith, because you are a light worker, a healer, and an empath. And the color match with the Chariot. They're both staring at me here. And they're saying, it's coming, it's coming. We're working on it, we're working on it. Okay? And then I've got absolutely the King of Cups again. So here's the King of Cups and the King of Cups. And I think we had a couple King of Pentacles too. So it's happening. It's happening. We had the rewards coming in with the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so now we've got two more to go. We've got the Biblical Tarot and Miss Mystics cards. So let's do a couple from the Biblical Tarot. You may want to grab your Bible down from the shelf now that it's all dusted off, because everybody dusted off their Bibles from the song Till You Can't, right, with Kid Rock. So he said there's a book on your shelf that needs dusting off, and we all dusted them off. I just still Google it, but I do have a Bible and I have dusted it off. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Let's see what we got here. Ten of Feathers is the Ten of Wands. I'm feeling like the burden is being lifted from your shoulders with this new download. And let's see what the Bible verse is. Just give me a minute because they write so small on here. We've got Judges chapter 16. They want you to look up Judges chapter 16. And it's the story of Samson loses his strength. Okay, this is when the girl Delilah, she cuts off Samson's hair because that's where his strength is, and she deceived him and was very mean to him. So this is ending. This bullshit with these people is ending. Okay, Ten of Wands, and then I've got two more cards want to come out. I just use my flashlight. Can't see. Okay, we got the Four of Feathers and the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Wands and the Four of Pentacles. And I thought we just had a couple fives. So we've got Luke, the parable of the rich fool, chapter 12. Luke chapter 12. And then we have Elijah's retreat into silence. So this is more of the Hermit card, talking about 1 Kings chapter 19. Okay, so if you look at all these, okay, you're going to read about Samson and Delilah. You're going to read about just a minute. Elijah and parable of the rich fool. So read about Samson and Delilah, Elijah. After the earthquake came fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire came a gentle whisper. 1 Kings 19:12. Then it says, after putting him to sleep on her lap, she called for someone to shave off the 7 braids of his hair, and so began to subdue him, and his strength left him. Judges 16:19. And then the 4 grains, parable of the rich fool. Then he said to them, watch out, be on guard against all kinds of greed. Life does not consist in an abundance of possessions. And that is so good because you've been dealing with a lot of bullshit and a lot of people that want to take your strength. So you've went within like Elijah did and you talked to God and you're realizing that possessions don't make you happy. So you're going toward your true love. That was absolutely perfect. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and do Miss Mystic's cards last. Randomly is that Ace of Cups, newness, oneness, and do what you say and ask God is what I'm seeing here. Okay, but I want to shuffle. So we've got ask God, you shall receive his will. Do what you say, and then you'll get your Ace of Cups. And that's the one that we said you were wanting your Ace of Cups. And justice is under that. So it's coming. Oh, here's the Steve card. Look at that, right underneath justice. So there's Steve with his blonde hair, and there's Flem the birdie. Wow, that's pretty cool, huh? And the 10 of Pentacles underneath that. And the King of Pentacles under that. So there you go. King of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, Justice, Ace of Cups. Okay, let's go ahead and shuffle Miss Mystic's cards. They're all mixed up, huh? Okay, just saw another King of Cups and the Chariot. Okay, so we've got the Chariot. It's coming in fast, and I just told you that. So now it's repeating itself again. Take the risk. Fast incoming. Action required. Okay, and then we've got the Knight of Pentacles again, and he's right here. Diligence, hard work, determination, steadfastness. Action is required. 2 actions. They said action is required. King of Pentacles. And then we've got the 9 of Swords again as the warning, saying this is a test of faith, endurance, perseverance, standing firm. I said to not let your emotions get in the way. You heard the confirmation. Standing firm. Facing multiple challenges, and then we saw the 7 of Cups with the multiple choices. And that was right here, 7 of Cups. So everything's just repeating itself. So from this point back, you might want to rewatch. And then the last thing out is wounded but still standing. And that reminds me of the Delilah and her cutting off his hair. The 10 of Wands, the 10 of Feathers, right? Wounded but still standing. That's the 9 of Swords. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and end it. The cards that I see here that I did not mention but that are facing me are the 3 of Cups and the 8 of Cups. So you're leaving the past behind for victory, for celebration. You're going to get unstuck, go through these couple days of the void, seeking the deeper meaning of this video, of this energy, of this new phase, of this change. Learn from your past and then go forward with the 3 of Cups. And we'll go ahead and end it there. Real long one, 29:19 on the clock. Okay, you guys, and then 9 of Cups, wishes and desires, full circle. We just had the 9 of Cups. So that was the Steve's. That 9 of Pentacles was Steve's. We had the 9 of Cups here somewhere. So, okay, you guys, I am Miss Mystic, and I want to thank you for listening. And there's 17 coming to say goodbye. There's 17. Hi, honey. And White Snake, here I go again, playing on the radio.